Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Code with Santosh. In this chapter we are going to discuss about the HTML tables. So first we need to understand what is HTML table and what kind of content we normally try to keep in HTML tables. So as its name suggests that tables are like you have certain rows, some records are there and you try to keep those records, those content into table. You can also keep some images or any kind of content into the table. Okay. So this is about the table. So let's try to write the table element first. So this is your table element. Okay. So it has opening tag and closing tag. So in table there are few attributes are as well, like a paragraph tag, heading, div. Okay. So same way table has also some attributes. So let me try to write those attributes first. So there is cell padding. Please give me a few seconds. Once I write all these attributes, then we can discuss each one of them. Okay. So this is cell padding. There is another attribute as cell spacing. We can write align. We can also have width. We can also have height. And we can also have class. We can also have ID, and one more important thing, that is border. So these are few attributes of table tag. Okay. So what is cell padding? Cell padding means there is a cell of HTML, and around all like there are there can be several cells in a HTML table. So each cell has some padding between them. Okay, so there are two cells together and there will be some space between those two cells. That is known as cell padding. Okay, so we will try to put some values here and we will see how it is looking on the browser. Okay, and let me discuss these things first, then we can try to put some values and see on the browser. So what is cell spacing? So cell spacing is, suppose in a cell there is some content and around that content there will be some space, that is known as cell spacing. Okay. What is align? As its name suggests that we can make this table align left, right, center, etc. Okay. So by default it is align left. And width, we can put some width into the table. So let me try to if you don't give any value, it will take it as a pixel. So if you need in percent, you can give the percentage symbol here. Okay. I will leave height field empty because we don't know how many records are going to be there in our HTML table. So it is always better that you don't give this height attributes or any value to this. Okay. But if you have some specific content and you know that this will be there will be certain height of that table, then you can provide that value here as well. Okay. And another thing is class and ID. So we have already discussed about the class and ID in our previous video. If you have not seen that video, I will request you to kindly watch that video first so that you can understand what is the use of class and ID. Okay. So this is our table part ready. Okay, I am not giving any value into the border at the moment because I want to just show you something while this page renders on the browser. So I am not giving any value into the border part for the time. Okay, so let me save this and try to run this. but here we cannot see any content here. Okay, even there is only a single line here. Okay, and this h1 this HTML table is coming from h1 tag, which is not there in our table. Okay, so what is the issue? Why can't we see anything? Because we have written this much code, but still we can't see anything there in the browser. So the reason is because this is only table, and we need to create rows and columns into the table. So let me create some tr, and in tr I will create td. Okay, so let me discuss what is tr and td. So tr stands for table row. So table has at least one row. Okay, so without row and columns, the table can't display anything because there will be no place where we can put the content. Okay, so this is tr, table row, and this td stands for table data. So here if I write name, so this is the content where we normally try to keep our content here in TD only. Okay, you cannot keep any content in TR. That is not right. You always need to keep the content into TD, and this part is also known as cell. You can see that here cell padding is written. It means this is our cell. Okay, so each TD or the column is known as cell in HTML. So a table has at least one row and at least one column. Okay. So let me try and paste few more columns here, and I will rename this text as email. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Name, email, phone, and this will be our address. Okay, these are four fields. So one more thing I just want to discuss here. So like this table has certain attributes, or same way our table data has also few attributes. Okay, so let me add those attributes first. This is align and this is v-align. These are mostly used to attributes, but there can be some other attributes as well. So like you can add class, id, etc. But for the moment we are only discussing these two important parts. So align means it is like this table cell content will align to certain part of that cell. Like if you put value here like left, it will be aligned to left of that cell, and if you put the value as right, it will be aligned to right of that cell. Okay, it can also have value like left, right, or center. So okay, so this is align and v-align. So if you don't put any value here, it will be aligned to left, and if you don't put any value here, it will be aligned to top of that cell. Okay, so let me try to make this right so that you can see the difference here, and I will make this bottom. Okay, so let me try to paste this same way for these columns as well, and let me refresh this page so that you can see the content here. You can see that all these columns has content on the right section of this TD or table data. Okay, but one more thing I just want to show you, that you can see that border. So there is one more thing, like you can see that there is some space between these table content and this TD. You can see some space there. So we don't want that space here. Okay, it is not looking good. So we will try to put here cells padding this and cell spacing this. Okay, 0. It means there will be no cell spacing and no cell padding. Okay, now you can see that there is no two rows or two borders are there. Okay, so but it also not looking good because we can see that text is like touching the borders, okay, of this column. So we will try to put some cell padding here. So let me add 5 pixel for the time. So one more thing I just want to tell you that if you don't put any value here, it means it is in pixel. But if you want some other values like in percentage etc., then you need to put the percentage symbol as we have kept it here for the width part. So I have, let me save this and refresh this page. You can see now that there is some space around this text. Okay, so this is not only around the text, this is around this table cell. So cell has certain paddings, that's why the text has some space around its border. So this is about the cell padding. And if let me try to paste one another row. So this is how you create a row and column. But in your table there will be so many rows, so you can just copy and paste them here. Okay, and you can change the content here. So let me refresh this. Now you can see that this content is coming properly on the browser. So this way you can create some records there on the HTML page in tables. Okay, so this way they are very important. Like similar kind of content you can create in table. So you can also create some image or some any other content. Like you can create, you can keep some videos etc. So whatever content you want, you can put them in this table. So suppose if I remove this address and I will try to put h1 tag here, I can also put this like demo text. You can see this content is also here. So this way you can put anything, whatever you want, like image etc. You can put here in this table. You can also create some structure as well, like you can create some div here, and you can also keep forms etc. in a TD. So they will be always there in TD part. Okay, and one more thing I just want to discuss here. So suppose in this row we can see that there are 4 columns, but in this row I want only 3 columns, not 4 columns. So how we can achieve this? Okay, so like there is one attribute, like you can use it as call span. This is very important attribute. So suppose if you put it 2 and remove this TD. So in first row there are 4 columns, but in second row we have only 3 columns. But we have, let me remove this first and then I can show you how it looks on the browser. Then we can again put that value. So you can see that we have in first row we have 4 columns, but in second row we have only 3 columns, and this column is empty. And you can see that border is also very thin here because there are only 3 columns and there is no fourth column. So that border of fourth column is not there. Okay, so it is not looking good to us. Okay, so we will try to paste that call span again here and save this and refresh this. Now you can see that this first row has 4 columns, this second row has third column, but the third column of second row takes the place of two columns of that above row, okay, of that first row. So it takes the places of two columns into a single column. So like if there is some extra content or some big content is there for the second row or third row, then you can keep those kind of content there in in this part, okay. So let me remove h1 because it is not looking good. Let me keep that address again here. Okay, this way you can add call span. And one more thing I just want to tell you, that you can also add row span as well. So row span, as the call span has the value of two columns, row span can have also values of certain columns. So let me, for the address field, let me write the row span, because address can be big in size comparatively in name, with name and email address and phone number. So I will give here 2. So it will, first let me go here. So it will have the height of these two rows, okay. So this column will have the height of two rows. Let me save this and refresh this, but we can't see any height for this address part in two rows, okay. So what is the issue here? The issue is that we don't have any other row below this row. That's why it is having some issue, that it does not able to show that space here. So let I have tried to put one row again just below this part, so that you can see the difference here. um, no, call span, let me remove this call span here and put one name, email and the phone here. You can see that this part has there is some other issue as well. Call span, but anyway you can see that this space is like it is taking the height of this address is taking the height of two rows, okay. This is how you can add the row span as well, okay. So let me remove these row span and call span so that they look similar. This is our table, okay. So you can organize the content here. And one more thing I just want to add here. So this by using this class you can add some css values here, so that suppose this tr will be in some other background color and the second tr will be in another background color. So you don't need to add a class here. You can also select this trs using this parent class using css, okay. This way you can add any kind of css attributes to these elements, okay. Css values like a color of the font, size of the font, etc. So this is about the table, okay. One more thing I just want to add here. So you can also create a nested table as well. So suppose this one is our table. Let me copy and remove this address last row, and you can create a table here itself. But always try make the table into a TD. Okay, so this table is also there in TD. So it is called a nested table. So there can be multiple tables into a single table. Even you can create one more table here. Okay, so first let me try to make this with 100% and refresh this. You can see that this is the table, and in this last column we have a div we have a table which is 60% or width. So you can make this width of this table to 100%, and now you can see that table is in complete TD column. Okay, so this way you can create multiple tables. Suppose this address field has multiple addresses, like a person lives in two or more places, then you can create a table and keep that two places or two details you can create in this TD column. Okay, so this is just an example so that you can create multiple tables as well. And one more thing I just want to tell you. So this way you can create the table, and one more thing I just want to add here, like this table will inherit the property of this parent table. So suppose if you have some specific values like the height or width or anything else, then you can put here. Otherwise, it has the same attributes as the parent table, then you can remove this part. Okay, so this part is not required, but if you have some different attributes than its father parent, then you can add this part here as well. Okay, so this is all about the table. If you have any question, sorry, one more thing I just forgot. Sorry for that. Let me try to create one more thing. I'll remove this child table for the time being. Okay, so this is just a simple table, but in real life scenarios, there might be some table like it has some headings, and after that table headings, there will be some certain table content. Okay, so let me remove this part. So I have only one row for the time being, and let me add one more table element, which is th, sorry, t head, and I will put this content into the t head. So what is T head? T head is the head part of that table. It means these will be the headings for certain columns. So for name, there will be real name of few members or few vehicles or anything else. It will be name field. Okay. For email, it will be an email address. So for the real value of email address instead of just email text or phone, etc. So here will be phone numbers, specific users, phone number, address, etc. So let me try to create that part so that you can see that how we create this for table head and table body. Here in table body, we will copy and paste. Here we can write this my name and my just one demo email address .com, phone number. I can add some random number here, and address I can add India. Okay, so this is Table T head stand for table head and T body stand for table body. So this is the head part of the table and this is the body part of the table. So in suppose if you have some other records as well, then you will add all those records in T body, not in T head. In T head will be there will be only one TR or table row which will contain the heading for all these columns. Okay, let me save this and run on the browser. Here you can see I have not refreshed the page yet. So here you can see that all these contents are similar, like there is no heading for this content. Okay, so once I refresh this, you can see that this is table heading and this are table rows. Okay, for table heading we don't have any css ready, that's why it's not looking good. But if I make this font font weight bold, let me refresh this. Sorry. Oh, sorry. One more thing I just missed here. So these won't be a TD. It will be TH. Okay. Table head. Sorry for this. I just forgot to change this. So let me add this TH for all these items. It means it will be table head. Okay. It is not normal table data. For T-body rows, you can see that all those contents are table data, but these are TH. So now, if I refresh this, you can see the difference. This is in bold. If suppose if I try to remove this part for the time being, you can see still it is bold because it tries to identify, it tries to tell the user that this is table heading and these are the content of these tables. Okay, so these are also very important when you have some table headings as well. But if you don't have that table heading, you just want to show the random rows, then you don't need to add these uh, elements which we have just added here, T head or TH, etc. You don't need to add that. You can simply this keep this content. But if you have some heading for these rows or these columns, then you need to add that T head and T body part. Okay. So this is all about the table. If you have any question regarding this or any suggestion for this, you can add that into a comment section, and I will try definitely try to read that part. And if there is any suggestion, I will definitely use that in our other videos. So that's all for this HTML table. Before moving forward, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. It will give me a huge motivation to create such videos. Thanks for watching. I will meet you again in our next chapter. Bye bye.